Next we will see how we can refer elements by using tag name. Refer elements by tag name. How we can refer elements by using a tag name? HTML elements are presented by using tags. From first initial days of our HTML classes, we are discussing about this. Our HTML elements are presented by using a tag. For example, we have img tag. Img tag is presented by using a HTML element image. Image is a element. It is presented by using a tag called img. We will see an example how we can refer elements by tag name. First we will make a note about this. HTML elements are presented by using tag. You can access elements directly by referring to tag name. We will see an example how to do this. We have a predefined function to refer elements by tag name. We will see that the function document dot get element by tag name. Document dot get element by tag name is used to access all elements of specified tag name and return a collection. So this is about referring elements by using a tag name. We will see a real world example how we can implement referring elements by tag name. Just open a Visual Studio Code, create a new file. I want to create a new file. We will create example.example03 or else we will create A1. Now we will see an example how to refer elements by using tag name. Just open Visual Studio Code, create a new file, give it a name as any name you can give. I am giving a1.html. Inside this I am creating doc type HTML, then HTML tag, inside head section, and we have body section. Inside body section I am using a div tag. Inside this div tag I am using img tag. Inside this img tag I am using src, and I want to see car image, car.jpg. I will give width as 300, height as 300, border is equal to 1. I will use align as center. Just save it, Ctrl S. Now I want to see the collection of images of my img tag by using tag name from my JavaScript. Just go to head section, use a script tag. Inside this script tag write a function function body load. Inside this function, I just want to print how many, I just want to print the length of my tag. Just use a var declaration. I am creating X variable, document dot get element by tag name, and my tag name is img. Close it. Now create alert box. Inside alert box, I want to print total number of images in page. Our variable name is x dot length. We have predefined function length. Now what we are doing here is I am using a img tag. I am giving my image address as car.jpg. I am giving width, height and border and align. And inside my script function, I am writing a function body load and I am creating document.get element by tag name. This is my img tag. This img tag, it will access all the elements of specified tag name and return a collection. It will return a value how many images we have in our HTML page. That value I'm storing in a variable called x and I'm printing that x in my alert box. With predefined function we have length. Our variable name is x and I'm printing x dot length. Just save it, Ctrl S. We have to call this function from our body onload. Our function name is body load. Save it, Ctrl S, go to browser and our HTML page name is a1.html. a1.html. Save it. Now it is showing total number of images in page is 1. Just click on OK. My image is visible in my browser. So this is what we get in by referring elements by using tag name. I am using image tag. I am using src location. I want to print my car. By using this get element by tag name, I want to print how many images are there in my img tag. That value I am storing in x variable and I am printing how many number of images are there in my page by using a predefined function length with my variable. I am printing that in my alert box. This is what we get by using get element by tag name. Next we will discuss about referring elements by using class name. Refer elements by class name. How we can refer elements by using a class name? We will discuss about this. CSS provides a class selector which is defined with a dot. If we use styles in our CSS, for that styles we will mention a class name, and in our Bootstrap also we have so many predefined classes to use styles for our HTML page to make more attractive for our HTML page. That class name we can use to refer elements. How we can use? We will see a real world example. First I will make a note about this. CSS provides a class selector defined with, we will define class selectors with dot. HTML elements can use CSS classes by using the attribute class. JavaScript can access elements that are using specific CSS class. By using, we have a method. By using the method, we have method called document.get element by class name. This is a predefined method we use to refer elements by using a class name. Class names are nothing but CSS provides a class selector which is defined with dot. That class names we have to use to refer elements by using class name. We will see a real world example how we can use it. Just go to Visual Studio Code. I want to create a new file with a2.html. Inside this we have to create doc type, then HTML tag, we have head section and we have body section. Inside body section I want to use a heading h2 tag. Inside this I want to print welcome to JavaScript. I want to print this and I want to give a class name for this h2 tag. Class, I want to use a name called, any name you can give it. I just want to give name like I will just use a class name called bstyle. bstyle. This is my class name for h2 tag. Now by using this class name, I have to refer elements by using class name from my JavaScript. Now by using this class name, we can print total number of elements using bstyle. We will see how we can do this. And the main intention of classes is to add styles to our HTML page. We will add some styles by using class name. Just create a style tag. Inside style tag, we will use bstyle as a class name. By using this class name, we will apply styles to our welcome to HTML, welcome to JavaScript. How we can use it? You have to use it. You have to use class name. Before class name, you have to use dot and our class name is bstyle. bstyle. This is my class name and I want to apply some styles to this welcome to JavaScript. I want to apply a background color. Like background color we will give as black. Then I want to add text color to yellow. Color we will use yellow. Now we have to use this class name in our script tag. Just write a script tag. Inside this script tag, I want to write a function. I want to name this function as body load. Inside this body load, I want to create a variable where x is equal to, I am creating a variable x. For this, I am adding my class name document.get element by class name. We have here, just click on it. Then I will use my class name in this. My class name is bstyle. I will print this x value in my alert box. Inside this alert box, I will print total number of elements using B style, and I will print my variable name x plus. We have length function to print the value. Save it, Control S. Now you have to call this function from your body tag. On load, my function name is body load. Control S, save it. Now go to browser. Our HTML page name is h2.html, a2.html, a2.html. Now it is showing total number of elements using B style is 1. Click on OK. It is showing me welcome to JavaScript, and it is applying styles to my welcome to JavaScript. Has background color black, text color yellow. Whatever we are using in our HTML page, everything is applied. Everything is applied in our page in browser. Total number of elements using B style 1. This is what we are on. We are getting by using class name. Next we will discuss how we can refer by a common name. Refer by common reference name. First we will discuss about this. Then we will see example. Refer by common reference name. HTML elements can use common reference name. A common name enables to access all elements with one reference. JavaScript can access the elements with common name by using we have a predefined function called document.getElementByName. By using this predefined method, we can use HTML elements. We will see a real world example after making a note on this. Just I will make a note about this. HTML elements can use common reference name A common name enables to access all elements with one reference. JavaScript can access the elements with common name by using the function predefined function, which is document.getElementByName. This is a predefined function. By using this, we can refer our HTML elements. We will see an example how to do this. Just open our Visual Studio Code, create a new file, name it as a3.html, doc type HTML, we have head section and body. Inside this body section, I just want to use a div tag. Inside this div tag, I will use a field set. Inside we have a legend tag. Inside we have legend tag. I want to write some, like we will write payment methods. Payment methods. Then I will use input tag. Type as radio. I want to give just a name, just a normal name, like I want to use name as pay. Then I will name it as cash on delivery for this. Next I want to use another input tag. Type radio, and I want to give a name for this, like we have pay. I will name it as credit card. Just save it. Now I'm using a field set. Inside this I'm using two input tags. For this I'm giving a common name called pay. By using this common name, we have to refer our HTML elements. We will see how to do this. Just write a script tag. Inside this script tag, write a function. Name it as body load. Inside this body load, I will create a variable where x is equal to document dot. For common name, we have to use get elements by name. This predefined function we use for referring our HTML elements by using common reference name. Get elements by name. Our common name is pay, which we are using in input tag. We are using a common name called pay, and that name we have to use inside get elements by name. The predefined function name itself is saying get elements by name. Get elements by name is nothing but get our HTML elements by using its name, and our HTML element, like input tag, for input tag we are using a name called pay. This pay we have to use inside get element by name. Then I am using alert box. Inside alert box I want to print total number of payment methods. My variable name is x. I want to see the length of this x. We have predefined function length. Just save it, Ctrl S, go to the browser. Our HTML page name is a3.html. a3.html. We have two payment methods like COD and credit card. I forgot to call my body load function from my body tag. Use event onload. Inside this onload, call my body load function. Body load. Just save it, Ctrl S, go to the browser, refresh it. Now it is showing total number of payment methods are 2. Click on OK. We have 2 payment methods, cash on delivery and credit card. Whatever we have written in our HTML page is working as expected. We have 2 input tags, means 2 input elements, which is using a common name pay. That common name we are using in our JavaScript in my function with document.getElement by name, and our common name is pay. That name I am using inside this, and I want to print x value. How many input elements are there with this pay name? Then I am printing x.length in my alert box. It is showing me 2 because we have 2 input elements with cash on delivery and credit card. This is how to refer HTML elements by using common reference name. Next we will discuss about JavaScript output properties and methods. How we can see output, how we can print output, what are the predefined methods to print output, we will see that. JavaScript output properties and methods. What are the JavaScript output properties and methods? Mainly in JavaScript, JavaScript is a client-side scripting language that handles the client-side interactions on client browser. It provides some properties and methods that are used to render output onto browser. In before video lectures, we are seeing output by using alert box. Like alert box, we have confirm, and we have document.write method, write function, and we have inner HTML, we have inner text and console.log. All this we will use to render output to browser, output onto browser. We will make a note about this. JavaScript is a client-side scripting language that handles the client interactions on client browser. It provides various properties and methods that are used to render output onto browser. Just now we have discussed JavaScript is a client-side scripting language that handles the client interactions on client browser. It provides various properties and methods that are used to render our output onto browser. We will see what are the methods available to print our output onto browser. First property in before video lectures we have seen alert function. And we have confirm. And also we have document.write. And we have inner HTML. And we have inner text. And we have console.log. These are the predefined properties and methods which is used to render output onto browser. Alert we have seen in our before video lectures. Now we will see a real world examples how we can see output onto browser by using confirm and document.write and inner HTML and inner text and console.log. First we will discuss about our alert box. What is the use of alert box, alert method or alert function? It is an output function in JavaScript that pops up a message box in the browser and displays the specified message. It will not allow to perform any another task until or unless you confirm the message. It is an output function in JavaScript that pops up a message box in the browser and displays the specified message whatever we have written. It will not allow to perform any other task until or unless you confirm the message. How you can confirm the message? By clicking on OK. In before video lectures we have used our alert. I will show you the syntax. We have seen already. Syntax alert your message. This is the syntax of alert box, and already we have seen examples with alert box. That's the reason I am going to our next topic, confirm. It is an output function similar to alert box. It is almost similar to alert box but can confirm the user actions with OK or cancel buttons. It is a boolean function that returns true on OK and false on cancel. We will see an example how to use this confirm function in our HTML page. First we will make a note about this. It is an output function similar to alert but can confirm the user actions with OK and cancel buttons. It is a boolean function that returns true on OK and false and cancel. So this is about confirm. We will see an example how to use this confirm function in our HTML page. Just go to Visual Studio Code. I want to create a new file in my JavaScript folder as a4.html. Inside this, I will use doc type, then HTML tag. Inside this, we have head section and we have body section. Inside body section, I will use a div tag. Inside this div tag, I will use a form tag. Inside this form tag, I will use input tag as type button. I will give a value as delete. Then I will use a event called onClick event. In this event, I will call my predefined function which I have written in my script tag. Go to head section. I want to write my function in my script tag. In script tag, I am writing my function delete click. This is my function. Inside this function, I want to use confirm function. Confirm predefined function. I will just create a x variable and I will use confirm. Inside confirm, I will write record will be deleted. I have used a confirm function. Inside I have written record will be deleted. I have to close this input tag. Then this confirm function is returning a boolean value, either true or false. That will be stored in my x variable. Then I have to write logic for my confirm function. If x double equal to true. If my x is returning true value, I want to print alert record deleted. If my x is returning false, then I want to print the message which is there in my next alert box. In this alert box, action cancelled. Just save it, Ctrl S. What we are doing here is we have to call our function from this onClick event. Delete click. What we are doing here is I am creating a input tag with button type. I am giving a value delete. Then I am using onClick event. In this onClick event, I am calling my function delete click. Then control goes to my delete click function. Inside this delete click function, I am using a x variable. Inside x variable, I am storing a value which is returning from confirm function. Confirm function returns boolean value, either true or false. I am writing record will be deleted in this confirm message. If x double equal to true, if this x is returning true from this confirm function, then I want to execute record is deleted from my alert pop-up. If x is returning false, then I want to execute this alert box with action cancelled. So just save it, Ctrl S. Our HTML page name is a4.html. Go to browser. Our HTML page name is a4.html. Click enter. We have delete. We have delete button. Just click on it, delete button. It is showing record will be deleted. Record will be deleted we have written in our confirm function. When I click on OK, I forgot to call, when I use this confirm function, record will be deleted. First, record will be deleted will be appeared on my screen. If I press on OK, then this confirm message returns a boolean value called true. When x is equal to true, x double equal to true, condition is true. Then my alert box with record deleted will be executed. If I clicked on cancel, then our confirm function returns false, means x is equal to false. Then our condition is false. This alert box will not be executed because x is a false. That's the reason this alert box will be executed with action cancelled. We will execute our program. Go to browser, refresh it. Just click on delete. It is showing me record will be deleted. I will click on OK. OK means our confirm function will return a boolean value called true. Means x value will be true. Then what will be executed in alert box? Record deleted. I pressed on OK. That's the reason x is equal to true. My record deleted is appearing on my screen. Now I will click on cancel. Then my x value will be cancel. X value will be, when I click on cancel, my confirm function returns false, means x value is false. Then my alert with action cancel will be executed because condition is false. Go to browser, refresh it. I'm clicking on delete. I'm clicking on cancel. Then confirm function returns boolean value false. That's the reason action cancelled is printing on my screen. This alert box is printing on my screen. This is how we can work with confirm function.